Grandma Untold Stories, where quiet voices get loud and dignity wins. The bill was mine. A glass tapped. There's a parasite in this family. The finger pointed at me. I paid the rent and the bills. Then my banking app lit up with strange charges, salon slips, a store card I never opened. On camera, my ID in someone else's hand. And a chat. Call her parasite again. She spends more after. I'm done being quiet. I have receipts, video, and the law. Watch me take my name back and watch karma open every locked door. Order anything, I say. Ethan smirks. You always say that. I pay. Eat. Daria taps her glass. Before dessert, family business. What business? She points at me. We need to talk about the parasite. I blink. Who? You, she says. You live off us. I cover rent, I say. I stock the fridge. I paid for your mom's dental visit. Lila folds her napkin. Let's keep it civil. The truth is civil, Daria says. Ethan is drained. Ethan shrugs. You promise you'll handle things. I handle things, I say. I have receipts. Daria slides a folder across. We do too. Red stamps glare. Late notices? I never saw these. Ethan leans back. You said you mailed them. I didn't get them, I whisper. Why hide this from me? Daria tilts her head. Every time we ask, you get dramatic. I ask for clarity, I say. Where did the money go? Ethan laughs. Into your bonus life. My life. I say. 2 jobs. Lila clears her throat. No fighting in public. We're not fighting, Daria says. We're naming a problem. The problem, I say, is lying. The server sets down the bill. I touch it like it might burn. Daria smiles. Let her see how it feels. Ethan nods. Since you always do. I slide my card in. My hands don't shake. Daria taps her glass. While she plays hero, let's review. I'm right here, I say. Say it to me. You don't contribute, she says. You promise, then forget. I paid first and last month's rent, I say. I covered the car repair. Ethan rolls his eyes. You keep score. I keep lights on, I say. Daria snorts. Do we? My shoes were clearance, I say. My phone is a work upgrade. Lila meets my eyes. Can we communicate better? I'm trying, I say. I am begging for truth. Daria's smile thins. Here's truth. You are a parasite. The word hits. Say it again, I whisper. Ethan flinches. Daria, stop. She asks for honesty, Daria says. I pay, I say. Even now. The server returns. Approved. The receipt slides toward me. Of course it is, Daria says. I sign. This isn't showing off. This is survival. Enough, I say. Give me the folder. She pulls it back. We'll keep it. I need copies, I say. Ethan rubs his temples. You're exhausting. I'm exhausted, I say. From carrying silence. Daria laughs. Heavy with those bonuses? Bonuses don't erase theft, I say. Lila stiffens. That's a strong word. I'm using it because you use parasite, I say. Ethan whispers. Can we not do this here? We did it here, I say. Daria lifts her phone. Want a picture? Parasite pays again. I stand. Say it to my face without your crew. Ethan reaches for my wrist. Sit. Please. I pull away. You could have shown me the notices. You could have asked for help. Daria shrugs. We did. You promised. I promised because I believed you, I say. I thought we were a team. Lila's voice is small. Family forgives. Family protects, I say. Family doesn't name call. Daria tilts her chin. Truth stings. Lies rot, I say. Ethan whispers, don't make a scene. I'm not, I say. I'm making a decision. Daria lifts the folder like a trophy. Decision noted. I point at an envelope corner with my name. Why's my mail in there? Old stuff, she says. In your hands? I ask. Ethan stands. We're leaving. You can, I say. I'll walk. Lila rises. Talk tomorrow? I shake my head. Tomorrow I keep proof. Daria laughs. What are you, a detective? I'm the one paying, I say. Ethan lowers his voice. We're tired of your martyr act. I'm tired of being used, I say. He sighs. There it is. Here it is, I say. I'm done funding disrespect. Daria clucks. So dramatic. I learn from you, I say. The server returns. Anything else? No, I say. Ethan pockets his hands. Come home. I look at the door. Not tonight. Daria's eyes flash. Where will you go, Parasite? Anywhere that doesn't eat me alive, I say. Ethan whispers, please. You heard her, I say. You didn't defend me. He watches the floor. I didn't want a scene. You wanted a scapegoat, I say. I won't fund my erasure, I add. Lila reaches for me. Don't end it like this. I'm ending silence, I say. Daria hugs the folder. We'll text totals. I'll text receipts, I say. Ethan murmurs, you don't have to be cruel. I have to be clear, I say. I turn toward the exit. Right now. Daria calls. Who will pay next time? No next time, I say. Ethan says we can fix it. We could have, I say, before you let her call me a parasite. I step into the air and walk. Scoot closer, Nina says. The heater's moody. I pull the blanket up. Your couch doesn't judge me. It listens, she says. Say it out loud. They call me a parasite. She winces. Who? Daria, I say. Ethan didn't stop her. Nina sets 2 mugs down. Tea first, then truth. I paid the check, I say. I paid rent. I paid Lila's crown. You don't have to convince me, she says. I have to convince me, I say. Open the numbers, she says. I unlock my phone. Banking app. What do you see, she asks. Charges I didn't make, I say. Read them. Mercury nails, I say. Twice this week. Daria spot, Nina says. Silver Row Boutique, I say. She nods. Another? Green Ride Auto Service, I say. Ethan said cash. Screenshot everything, she says. I tap and save. My hands shake. They're building, she says. I text Ethan, we need to talk. 3 dots. He sends, give us space. Us, I whisper. I gave him all my space. Reply, Nina says. I type. Did you hear Daria call me parasite? He sends, it got out of hand. Don't be dramatic. Dramatic? I say. They planned it. Keep it factual, Nina says. I type. My card shows Mercury nails. Twice. He replies, Daria offered to float you. Mistake. Twice is a habit, I say. Ask for receipts, Nina says. I type send signed slips. He, stop policing everyone. I'm policing my money, I say. Name what you're doing, she says. I'm choosing myself, I say. She points to the table. Folder box. Left side. I pull a manila folder. Blank tab. Name it. I write proof. Nina smiles. File the screenshots. I slide them in. Email copies to myself. Subject line. Proof month, I say. Done. Receipts. In my purse, I say. We'll sort tomorrow, she says. Tonight, build the spine. I hear the word, I say. Parasite. Let it ring, she says. Use it as an alarm. My phone buzzes. Ethan, you're making me look bad. I'm making me look awake, I say. Boundary, Nina says. I type. No more charges on my accounts. Freeze starts now. He, you're overreacting. I'm reacting exactly. Freeze the card, she says. I lock it. Frozen. Say it, she says. I protect my name, I say. I protect my money. How do you feel, she asks. Bruised, I say. Clearer. 2 more steps, she says. Rename my savings jar, I say. Change my pins. What name? Me, I say. I change settings. Done. Text Ethan 1 more line, she says. Short. I type. Return what you used. We'll speak when I'm ready. He. So now you're the victim? I'm the owner, I say. Do you want an apology? She asks. I want peace, I say. I want him to choose me without being told. If he knocks, she asks. I'll listen, I say. I won't erase the word. Keep your side clean, she says. I look at the folder. It looks small. It's a door, she says. Open it tomorrow. I take a photo. Home screen. Evidence of evidence, she says. I forget when I'm scared, I say. Pictures help. Pin a note, she says. I open notes. Title, tonight. What did you write? They call me Parasite. I call myself home. My phone lights. Lila. Family shouldn't involve outsiders. I type, family shouldn't steal. I don't want revenge, I say. I want relief. You want boundaries, she says. I keep seeing Daria's smile, I say. She want a mirror, Nina says. It will turn on her. I hope karma has a calendar, I say. It does, she says. Start yours. I tuck the folder under the couch arm. Good, she says. What tomorrow? Pull statements, I say. Print texts. Move deposits. Call anyone, she asks. I'll start with the bank, I say. And HR. Need anything from me, she asks. Your voice, I say. If I freeze, I'll say, keep going, she says. I smile into the mug. Your tea tastes like bravery. It's grocery mint, she says. I'm scared I'll cave, I say. You won't, she says. Your money already cried. I want my life quiet, I say. Quiet is expensive, she says. Budget for it. I take my space back, I say. Say it again, she says. I'm not their parasite, I say. I'm my own host. We'll fix the metaphor, she says. I'll keep the point, I say. My phone buzzes. Ethan, we're done if you keep this up. I type, then be done. I'll keep me up. Nina squeezes my shoulder. Bedtime. One last thing, I say. Lock the door. She clicks the deadbolt. Locked. I lie down. Good night, proof. Nina dims the lamp. Good night, owner. I pull the blanket higher. Tomorrow, numbers. Tonight, muscle. Sleep, she says. You started. You look pale, Mr. Omar says. Are you okay? I'm making a list, I say. He points to the chair. Sit. At lunch, I say. Right now I need a screen. Use the office, he says. I close the door and pull my credit report. A store card. Opened last month. My name. Not my hand. I scroll. Alone. Never signed by me. I press call. Hotline. A voice. This is Dana. How can I help? I want to report fraud, I say. 2 accounts in my name. I can help, she says. Let's verify first. I give details. My hands sweat, my voice holds. Thank you, she says. Tell me the first item. Brightway store card, I say. Opened on the 9th. Do you recognize that merchant? She asks. I recognize the day, I say. Daria's nails. Second item, she asks. A quick lend personal loan, I say. 10,000. Did you apply? She asks. No, I say. I was at work. We'll place a fraud alert, she says. Do you consent? Yes, I say. I'll also freeze new credit, she says. Temporary or 1 year? 1 year, I say. Describe any known suspects, she says. My boyfriend's sister, I say. I'll note it, she says. Dates. I give dates. Upload proof, she says. I'm emailing a secure link. I'll send screenshots, I say. You're doing great, she says. Next, she says. I'll request the signed applications and IP logs. You'll get reference numbers. I need them, I say. Here are 2 numbers, she says. She reads them out. I write. Got them. I also recommend a police report, she says. It helps later. Anything else odd on the report, she asks. 2 carrier inquiries, I say. Change your passwords, she says. Call your bank's fraud team about card charges. I'll lock my cards now, I say. Then new PINs, new email password, and alerts on every account. I will today. Thank you for believing me, I say. We end the call. Mr. Omar knocks. How's the list? Growing, I say. In a good way. Lunch, he asks. I need to text, I say. I type. Did you open accounts in my name? Ethan, stop being dramatic. I'm asking yes or no, I type. He. Daria helped with forms. We were fixing things. With my name? I ask. He. You always say we're a team. Teams don't forge, I type. He. No one forged. It's standard. Standard theft, I type. He. Watch your words. Watch your hands, I type. He. You owe us patience. You owe me my name, I type. He. You love control. I love consent, I type. He. You're making enemies. I am done being quiet, I type. He. You'll regret this. I regret trusting you, I type. He. You're sick. I'm clear. I type and put the phone face down. I forward Dana's link to my email, upload screenshots and notes. I add the timeline, dinner, dates, charges, and the word. I open notes. Today I chose sound over shame. Mr. Omar returns with 2 cups. Soup or sandwich? Soup, I say. Tomato. He sits. Do you want time off? I want time on, I say. To finish this list. Tell me one thing I can do, he says. Let me print, I say. I'll repay toner with cookies. He smiles. Printer is free. Cookies are welcome. Then I'll buy them, I say. Put the receipt on my desk, he says. I'll put proof on yours, I say. He nods. I'm here. Not to pry. To witness. I need that, I say. People tell me to lower my voice. Raise the file instead, he says. I hold up the folder. Proof. Strong name, he says. It keeps me upright, I say. He taps the door. Clock says lunch. I'll eat, I say. Then police, then bank branch. Step by step, he says. Step by step, I echo. We walk to the elevator. My phone buzzes. Ethan, come home and talk without outsiders. The line is drawn, I type. Talk happens with records. You're cold. I'm careful, I type. The doors open. I meet my eyes in the metal. I'm not lost, I whisper. I'm listed. I'm good with spreadsheets, Jay says. Want help? I do, I say. I'm drowning in numbers. Bring the statements, he says. I open my laptop. Cards, bank, and the new fraud alerts. He pulls up a blank sheet. Vendors in column A, dates in B, amounts in C. I'll read, I say. You type. Shoot, he says. Mercury Nails. 36. June 9th. 11:22 a.m. He types fast. Next. Silver Row Boutique. 280. June 9th. 12:09 p.m. Pattern, he asks. Same day, I say. Manicure, then shopping. Next. Green Ride Auto. 400. June 12th. 9:40 a.m. He nods. Filter by merchant. Sort by time. I watch the rows stack like dominoes. They built a life with my name. We'll build proof, he says. Nina leans on my cubicle wall. Status. Clarity, I say. Good, she says. Let it cut right. J points. Look at these clusters. 9th, 16th, 23rd. All Fridays. Daria's standing nail appointment, I say. She posts glitter every Friday. Nina lifts my phone. She does. Same timestamps. Add a column, Jay says. Notes. Daria post, yes. I breathe out. My chest hurts less when the truth stacks. Call Mercury, Nina says. Ask for footage. I dial speaker. Do you keep camera footage at the counter? A clerk answers. 2 weeks. Who's asking? I am, I say. My ID was used there. I need to view June 9th and 16th. Manager has to pull it, she says. Come before 5. We're coming, I say. Jay saves. Printed copies? Printer's warm, I say. He hands me the pages. Bring highlighters. Green for proof, red for rage. Nina grins. I'll drive. My tank's full of righteous. I pack the folder. Name? I ask. Mic drop, Nina says. Proof, I say. We walk out. Jay lingers. You okay to face them? I'm facing pixels, I say. Safer than people. The car smells like mint gum. Nina hands me water. Drink your courage. I will, I say. Traffic crawls. I scan the sheet. Look at the gaps. Rent week, Nina says. They waited until you covered housing. I fed them and they bit me, I say. Now bite back, she says. We park. The sign says Mercury Nails in flickering pink. I hold the folder like a shield. Ready. Nina squeezes my elbow. Let's harvest. Inside, acetone hangs in the air. Manager. A man steps out. I'm Rafi. What's wrong? My ID was used here, I say. I need to see counter footage. Dates, he asks. 9th and 16th, I say. Midday. He leads us to a small office. We keep 2 weeks. Please, I say. This matters. He cues the files. Counter camera, register view. The screen opens. A hand slides an ID across the glass. My face stares up from plastic. The woman holding it smiles wide at the clerk. Daria's hair, Daria's ring, Daria's easy laugh. That's my face on her smile, I whisper. Nina inhales hard. Zoom. Rafi pauses and zooms. You want a copy? Yes, I say. And a receipt reprint. He nods. We can print the transaction and export the clip. Timestamps. J texts. I snap photos and send them. Rafi plugs in a small drive. Name the folder. Keys, I say. All caps. He smiles. Good name. Email me the export hash, I say. I'll know chain of custody. You know procedure, he says. I learn under pressure, I say. Nina nudges me. You're glowing with purpose. I feel like a locked door with the right key, I say. Rafi prints the receipts. Signature on file is this. He holds up a squiggle trying to be my name. That isn't mine, I say. It's her trying to be me. We copy IDs for high amounts, he says. Want the page? Yes, I say. He flips a binder. June 16th. License copy. My number, my birthday, my photo. The signature isn't mine. I need a certified copy, I say. I'll stamp it, he says. Note. Provided to cardholder reporting fraud. Thank you, I say. He returns the drive. Keep this safe. I will, I say. I named it like a promise. We step outside. Sun hits like a decision. Jay texts anything. I send the clip. Everything. He replies with a green check, then a sword. Nina laughs. Jay with poetry. I'll take it, I say. We sit in the car. Silence steadies us. Next door. I ask. Silver Row, Nina says. Then Green Ride. Then the bank, I say. Then the detective. She starts the engine. Mic drop tour continues. I hold the drive in my palm, warm from the machine and my skin. My name is mine, I say. My proof is loud. Say it again, she says. My name is mine, I repeat. And I keep the keys. Always. Aisha Rahman, she says, shaking my hand. From now on, I speak for you. I exhale. Do. Show me the spine, she says. I set the folder on her desk. Proof, receipts, and a drive named keys. She opens it. Video of Daria using your ID? Yes, I say. Countercam with timestamps. Good, she says. We send letters with teeth. I'm ready, I say. She types. Demand to Ethan and Daria. Return funds, stop using your identity, sign acknowledgments, or face charges. Add restitution, I say. And no contact. Done, she says. Courier and email. I watch the cursor blink. Thank you. You did the heavy lift, she says. Now I become your voice. My voice is tired, I say. It gets to rest, she says. Freeze every card today. I lock them, I say. New pins. Change email and phone passwords, she says. I wrote nonsense answers, I say. She smiles. Perfect. My phone buzzes. Ethan, I say. Take it, she says. Speaker. I answer. Hello. You didn't have to go this far, he says. You called me a parasite, I say. It was a joke, he says. It cost me my name, I say. Daria was only protecting me, he says. From what? I ask. Work. That's cruel, he says. What she did is criminal, I say. We were drowning, he says. You had bonuses. I had boundaries, I say. You crossed them. You're overreacting, he says. Aisha is on this call, I say. Listen. He goes quiet. Who? My attorney, I say. Aisha speaks. Mr. Hale, my client's identity was used without consent. You will receive a demand within the hour. We're family, he says. We're parties, I say. Aisha continues. Return funds, cease usage, and preserve devices. Do not delete messages. You're bullying, he says. I'm safeguarding, I say. Aisha adds, further contact should be through me. He scoffs. So you're replacing her mouth? She hired mine, Aisha says. I breathe. This is the only way I can hear myself. You love me, he says. I love the man I thought would protect my name, I say. You're punishing me for my sister, he says. You used what she opened, I say. He whispers, you're ruining us. You ruin trust, I say. I'm repairing me. Hang up on him, Aisha says softly. I end the call. Silence loosens. Thank you, I say. You held the line, she says. My phone lights again. Lila, I say. Aisha nods. Text, not talk. Lila, families shouldn't involve outsiders. You started this in public. We were upset. You were organized. We can fix this inside. Fixing begins with truth. Daria meant well. Will does not forge. Please don't embarrass us. Stop embarrassing me. I put the phone down. Aisha watches my hands. Shake it out. I shake them. Better. Next steps, she says. I file affidavits, contact DA intake, and prepare a civil claim. Court today. I ask. Not today, she says. Today protect your perimeter. I'll close old accounts, I say. New numbers and cards. Also call your carrier, she says. Lock SIM changes. I will, I say. She prints the letters. Read the last paragraph. I read. Failure to comply within 5 business days triggers criminal complaints and a petition for injunctive relief. Teeth, she says. Bite hard, I say. She seals envelopes. Courier is waiting. I watch them go. I feel taller. You are, she says. Stronger than you feel. I thought strength was silence, I say. It's structure, she says. Will the bank listen? I ask. Yes, she says. You have video and receipts. My phone rings again. Ethan. I ignore it. Aisha tilts her head. Block for now. Not yet, I say. Let the letters land. Fair, she says. Keep a contact log. I open notes. Log started. Backup keys to 2 places, she says. Cloud and a second drive, I say. Label keys too. Good, she says. Don't carry both. I'll store one at Nina's, I say. She stands. Anything else you need? Words, I say. For dramatic. Use this, she says. I'm not dramatic. I'm documented. I smile. That fits my mouth. She walks me out. Remember, I speak for you now. I touch the door. And I speak for me too. Exactly, she says. 2 voices, 1 truth. Nina texts how to go. I letters with teeth. Couriered. Her, chomp. I laugh. Chomp. I head to the bank. Freeze. Alerts and new cards, I tell the rep. He asks for ID. I hand mine over and feel my name sit right in my palm. Outside, the sky is honest and bright. Ethan, please talk. I through counsel. I put the phone away and walk with my folder against my chest like armor. Detective Noor, she says, offering a card. Walk me through the timeline. I will, I say. It starts with dinner and ends with debt. She sits, pen ready. Dates, places, amounts. I open my folder. Receipts, screenshots, and a drive named keys. Good, she says. Begin. April, I say. I covered rent. May, I paid Lila's crown. June 9th, Mercury nails and Silver Row. Charges I didn't make. Who benefited, she asks. Daria, I say. Ethan used the piece. Show me the video, she says. I plug in the drive. Counter camera. Register view. She leans forward. Play. Daria's hand slides my ID across glass. My face looks up from plastic. That's my license, I say. That signature isn't mine. She nods. Pause. Zoom the date. June 16th, I say. Same Friday pattern. Who signed the store application, she asks. I hand her the copy. This curl isn't my handwriting. Noted, she says. And the loan? Quick lend, I say. 10,000. I was at work. Proof of alibi, she asks. Badge logs and camera, I say. Mr. Omar can confirm. She taps the form. This notary stamp, do you know him? No, I say. But Daria lives there. We'll talk to him, she says. I breathe. This is identity theft, right? It is, she says. And maybe conspiracy. The word lands solid. Then I'm not crazy. You're targeted, she says. And you documented. I want my name back, I say. You'll get it, she says. We'll start with voluntary interviews. Today, I ask. Today, she says. We're knocking on doors. I swallow. Their door. Ethan first, then Daria, she says. Preserve devices and messages. Chain of custody for the video. I ask. Leave keys 2 with us, she says. Keep keys 1 at home. I'll log the hash. I pass the second drive. Hash is on the envelope. You built this well, she says. I built it to stop shaking, I say. What happens if they lie? I ask. We test their story against time, she says. I exhale. Time doesn't panic. Let us carry it, she says. I stand. Lila texts me to keep it inside. Save every message, she says. She walks me to the door. Expect a call this afternoon. For what? I ask. Updates, she says. And the notary. My phone buzzes while I eat at my desk. I answer. Yes. This is Detective Noor, she says. We interviewed the notary who stamped your signature. He's Daria's friend. My chest tightens, then loosens. Pulled Thorn, I say. He admits he didn't witness you sign, she says. He trusted family. That word keeps bruising, I say. We documented his statement, she says. We also advised him on penalties. What about Ethan? I ask. He said he thought you consented, she says. We asked for proof. He had none. Daria? I ask. She asked for a lawyer, she says. What's next? I ask. Formal complaint and a property hold, she says. We'll subpoena device data if needed. Thank you, I say. The facts moved us, she says. You line them up. My screen lights with another text. Ethan again, she asks. Text, I say. He wrote, you're ruining everything. What do you want to say, she asks. My truth, I say. Short. Send it, she says. I type, I'm fixing my life. I hit send. Good, she says. Keep replies brief. Do you need anything else? I ask. Keep your phone on, she says. We may pick up license copies at the other stores. I'll be ready, I say. We're filing a fraud packet with the DA, she says. You'll get a case number. Understood, I say. I can hear my name again. You'll be saying it in court, she says. Good, I say. We'll be in touch, she says. The line clicks. Office noise returns like soft weather. Nina peeks over the cubicle. Report card. Green checks, I say. And a notary who blinked. Quiet storm, she says. Finally, I say. The system is looking at me. Proud of you, she says. I'm proud of proof, I say. My phone hums. Update, Detective No writes. Notices served. I whisper, keep going. She replies, we will. I sit taller. The circle closes. Hey, Ethan says, waiting at my stoop with flowers. I messed up. It's true, he says. Can we talk? You let them call me names with my money in your pocket, I say. I was drowning, he says. Before you. Daria said we could borrow your profile once. You borrowed my face, I say. You spent my name. I panicked, he says. I thought I could fix it before you noticed. You counted on my silence, I say. I counted on love, he says. Love isn't a password, I say. It needs consent. Please, he says. Let me explain. Explain why you watched me pay and kept quiet, I say. I'm sorry, he says. You didn't stop the word, I say. I froze, he says. Daria drives the room. I drive my accounts, I say. I'll pay it back, he says. With what? I ask. I picked up shifts, he says. I'm trying. You hustled me, I say. He winces. I deserve that. You deserve accountability, I say. Start honest. He lowers his voice. The loan was mine. The card was hers. She said you'd forgive us. She speaks for me now? I ask. I didn't think straight, he says. You thought crooked, I say. He holds out the bouquet. Please take these. I won't hold your story, I say. My hands are full of proof. Is Nina inside, he asks. Nina guards me even when she's not, I say. She hates me, he says. She hates the harm, I say. I loved you, he says. I hear my breath. I love the idea of us. What about the real me, he asks. You hid the real you behind my login, I say. I'm not a monster, he says. I didn't say monster, I say. I said bank. I'm focused, I say. Detective Nor spoke to the notary. You brought cops, he asks. I brought truth, I say. They followed the paper. You could have come to me first, he says. I did, I say. You smiled and took seconds. These are stargazers, he says. You like them. They smell like promises, I say. I can fix it, he says. Give me a path. Return the money. Confess. Stop speaking through Daria, I say. Then step back. He nods too fast. I can. And stop the threats, I say. I keep logs. I was scared, he says. Fear doesn't forge, I say. He flinches. I thought you'd forgive me. My phone buzzes. Nina, a screenshot. Group chat, keep repaying. I read. Daria, call her Parasite again. She spends more after. My hands go cold. I hold the screen up. You did this on purpose. I didn't write that, he says. You used it, I say. I told her to stop, he says. Show me, I say. I deleted things, he says. Convenient, I say. He sets the bouquet down. Don't do this. I'm doing clarity, I say. I'll talk to Noor, he says. I'll say it was me. You'll tell the truth because it's true, I say. Not to win me back. He nods. I know. Say the word, I say. What word, he asks. The one you let land on me, I say. He swallows. Parasite. I wait. He meets my eyes. I let her call you that. I stood there. I spent your money. I wore your name. That's your first honest sentence, I say. I hate me right now, he says. Same line after the bumper, I say. I'm more than mistakes, he says. So am I say. I won't live inside them. What do you want from me tonight, he asks. Return my mailbox key, I say, and the spare apartment key. He digs out a ring and drops metal into my palm. Thank you, I say. Can I hug you, he asks. No, I say. Hugs erase edges. Can I call you after I talk to them, he asks. No, I say. Call your lawyer. You joked I needed one, he says. I wasn't joking, I say. Can I leave the flowers, he asks. They'll die out here, I say. Like us, he says. Like our habits, I say. I'm planting different. I'm scared, he says. So am I say. I'm walking. I never wanted to hurt you, he says. You wanted comfort, I say. I can learn, he says. Then learn without me, I say. You really won't forgive me, he asks. I forgive myself for staying, I say. I miss you, he says. You miss the version of me who paid and kept quiet, I say. That's not fair, he says. It's accurate, I say. What if I change, he asks. Change anyway, I say. Don't make me your reward. My phone buzzes again. Nina, need backup? I text, I'm okay. Is that her, he asks. She sent proof, I say. I trust evidence. Tell Aisha I'll reply, he says. She'll see it, I say. We keep records. Chance, he says, lifting the bouquet. Keep the flowers, I say. Keep the script. I'm done acting. I don't recognize you, he says. I finally do, I say. Good night, he says. Goodbye, I say. You won't come to the hearing, he asks. I'll come, I say. I won't come back. He walks toward the streetlight. I stand on the stoop, keys in my fist, listening to my breath like a new song. Name of case, the clerk says. Aisha Rahman for me, I say. I'm ready. Aisha touches my sleeve. Breathe. I'm breathing, I say, though my ribs feel tight. The judge enters. Be seated. I sit straight. I'm here, I whisper. Aisha stands. Your Honor, we seek protection and repair. The judge nods. Proceed. Aisha says, my client paid for everything. They called her a parasite while stealing her name. I hear the word and let it pass like a train. Ethan stares at the table. Daria studies the floor. Lila clutches a tissue. Openings, the judge asks. Aisha says, we'll keep this simple, proof speaks. Daria's lawyer rises. Family dispute, Your Honor. I hold my breath. Not a dispute, I whisper. A theft. Aisha taps the folder. Exhibit A, the Mercury Nails video. The clerk wheels a cart, plugs in the screen, and nods. Play, the judge says. The clip rolls. My license flashes behind glass. Daria's hand moves like she owns it. That's my face, I say quiet. Aisha says, Exhibit B, receipt copies with countersignatures. The judge peers over glasses. Not her handwriting. Exhibit C, loan documents notarized without presence, Aisha says. The judge looks at the stamp. Problematic. Daria's lawyer coughs. She acted to stabilize the household. I speak up. With my identity. Order, the judge says. You'll have a turn. Aisha nods to me. Tell the court what happened. I stand. I paid rent, food, repairs. I was called a parasite in public. Then I found charges I didn't make. We pulled video. We found a notary who stamped my name without me. I froze cards. I hired counsel. I asked for help instead of silence. Thank you, the judge says. Aisha asks, did you consent to any account or loan? No, I say. Not once. Did you confront them? She asks. Yes, I say. They told me to give them space. The judge turns to Ethan. Response. Ethan mutters, I thought she agreed. Proof, the judge asks. He spreads his hands. None. The judge looks to Daria. Why use her ID? Daria whispers, we needed it fast. Needed what? The judge asks. Money, she says. Aisha says, we also submit a group chat labeled Keep Her Paying. Gasps scratch the room. I steady my breath. The judge lifts a brow. Who wrote this line? Aisha reads, call her parasite again. She spends more after. Daria's jaw tightens. I wrote it. Lila cries, we're family. I answer, family protects the truth. The judge holds up a hand. Enough commentary. Aisha says, we're requesting restitution, credit repair, and a restraining order. Anything else? The judge asks. Device preservation and no contact except through counsel, she says. Daria's lawyer tries again. My client regrets the tone. I speak. She regrets being caught. Order, the judge says. Counsel redirect. Aisha asks me, how has this affected you? I stopped sleeping, I say. I lost trust in my voice. Then I rebuilt it. Do you fear contact? She asks. Yes, I say. They push when I pay attention. Nothing further, Aisha says. The judge folds hands. Findings. Identity theft established by documentation and admissions. Group intent suggested. Court orders restitution, verified credit repair, and a 1-year restraining order. Communications only through counsel. Violations will be enforced. I exhale for what feels like the first time. The clerk stamps the order. The seal thunks like a gavel in my chest. Detective Noor steps near me. You did the hard part. I was scared, I say. You moved anyway, she says. Aisha slips me copies. These are yours. They feel heavy and right, I say. Court clears. Hallway noise swells like water. Ethan edges close. We can start over, he whispers. I'm starting over, I say. You're not in it. He blinks. I'll change. Change for you, I say. Not for me. Lila touches my elbow. Please don't ruin the family. I didn't, I say. I stop pretending. Daria stares at the wall. Happy now. I'm steady now, I say. Aisha steps between us. No contact. Read the order. Ethan lowers his voice. Can we talk later? Through counsel, I say. He swallows. Do you still love me? I love my name, I say. I love my peace. Nina texts a heart and a sword. I smile at the screen. Detective Noor says, we'll forward the packet to charging. Keep answering unknown numbers only if it's us. I will, I say. Aisha asks ride home. I want to walk, I say. I need the air. We push through the doors into daylight. It's bright, I say. Aisha laughs softly. Lights on. I stand up straight, I say. For the first time in months. Keep standing, she says. I will, I say. I paid for everything. Now I pay attention. I keep walking. I changed the locks today, I tell the locksmith. I need a new start. He nods. Deadbolt and strike plate upgrade. Yes, I say. Make it firm. Test it, he says. I turn the knob, then the key. Solid. Keep the spare somewhere safe. In my own pocket, I say. Only mine. I open a clean page and write, pay myself first. Tell the truth. Leave when it hurts. I snap a photo of the new deadbolt and text Nina. Proud of you, she replies. How's your breath? Deep, I write. Steady. Good, she sends. Dinner on me, no arguments. Deal, I write. I'll bring stories, not bills. I meet Jay for coffee near the office. Thank you, I say. For rows and columns and calm. You did the work, he says. I typed. You walked the fire. I almost turned back, I say. You didn't, he says. That's the headline. Mr. Omar passes by with a to-go cup. Still with us, he asks. I kept my job, I say. I'm keeping me. Good, he says. Cookie IOU stands. Jay lifts his cup. To clean ledgers. To clear names, I say. My phone buzzes with a voicemail. Lila. I press play with my thumb. Ready and calm. Her voice shakes. I didn't stop them. I'm sorry. I wanted peace, she says. I chose quiet. I press delete. Silence answers with mercy. Aisha calls. I step outside into noon light. Funds are returning, she says. First transfer landed. How much? I ask. Half now. Half after signatures, she says. Credit repairs in motion. I feel taller, I say. You built spine, she says. Money follows. Any noise from them? I ask. Only lawyers, she says. All through me. Thank you, I say. For teeth and tenderness. That's the job, she says. Go buy yourself something that grows. I laugh. Doctor's orders? Attorney's orders, she says. I find a small plant shop on the corner. Looking for company? The clerk asks. I'm looking for proof life keeps going, I say. She points. Snake plant. Forgiving. Stands tall. I'll take the small one, I say. Window size. She wraps the pot in brown paper. Name it, she says. Light, I say. Good name, she smiles. Back home. The new lock greets me with a click that sounds like choice. I water the plant and set it by the window. Grow anyway, I whisper. Nina texts a photo of a pie. Victory slice. 8 o'clock. I'll be there, I write. I'm paying for me. Always, she sends. Not for them. I open my desk drawer and pull the folder titled Proof. Last time, I tell it. You saved me. I flip through pages, receipts, screenshots, the printed hash for keys. Thank you, I say. You were my voice when I shook. I slide the folder into a shoebox I labeled Kept. I add the backup drive, sealed in a small sleeve. I close the lid and tape the edges like a promise. My phone rings again. Ethan's name crawls across the screen. I let it buzz and stop. I'm not a stage for his lines. Jay texts, spreadsheet retired. Promoted to archive, I write. We won't need it daily. Good, he says. Buy more coffee with the recovered funds. I'll buy time, I write. Time tastes better. Mr. Omar emails, proud. Take Friday afternoon if you want. I reply, I'll earn it by resting. Aisha texts, rest when you can. I will, I write. Tonight I sleep with the door locked and the light alive. Keep going, she replies. Evening softens the room. The plant leans toward the last gold strip. I talk to the air like a friend. I'm not armor all the time. I'm skin too. I stand by the window and practice my list. Pay myself first, I say. Tell the truth. Leave when it hurts. Lock doors, I add. Keep keys. Nina calls. Ready for pie. Ready, I say. And ready for easy laughter. Good, she says. Bring the new you. The real me, I say. I put on my shoes, touch the deadbolt, and smile at its firm answer. I paid for everything, I say. Now I pay attention. You're watching Grandma Untold Stories. If you heard a bit of your own life in this, subscribe and turn on notifications. Share this with someone who needs strength today. Want to tell your story? Send it anonymously via the link in the description. When we speak the truth, respect returns.